This is a presentation by Charmaine Chu to discuss about the case study, analysis, and awareness. Modernists often claimed the lamp of truth as one of their principles. However, they reject the lamp of memory, preferring to change the character of an area rather than reflect its values. Power is a lamp that is still burning strong. Skyscrapers are monumental, and their mass and shape define them. The best of the postmodern buildings are sculpture writ large. John Ruskin, the author of The Seven Lamps of Architecture, argues that a building possesses shape, and it is the architect's duty to present the shape in the best possible fashion. In his writing, Ruskin highlights the four principal ways a given work of architecture might manifest its power: size, form, weight, and shadow. Size is often the most obvious way to show power. The taller or massive the building, the greater the increased sense of power. Yet some buildings with a comparatively smaller size can still assert power and instill a similar sense of awe in us. In my opinion, the Piazza d'Italia is not as large a structure as compared to the other postmodern structures. The architect Charles Moore designed the structure in a way to instill a surprise and awe to the visitors. Sources prove that the mixture of restored architecture was to have fully brought into being the context envisioned for the piazza, such that it would function as a surprise plaza. Weight of the building also plays a part in giving structures a powerful sense. Heavy set components and materials can allow the building to give off a powerful aura. The columns and materials, stone and metal, used in the design of the Piazza d'Italia gives the structure a grounded, heavy look. In my opinion, it gives visitor a feeling of stability and power, which applies to Moore's idea on creating a physical history for the Italian people. Ruskin noted that form is a noteworthy source of its power. He writes that the square and the circle are preeminently the areas of power among those bounded by purely straight or curved lines, and these, with their relative solids, the cube and the sphere, and the relative solids of progression, the square and the cylindrical column, are the elements of the utmost power in all architectural arrangements. The Piazza d'Italia is designed in a circular configuration. According to studies, circular formations are usually tied to a sense of spirituality and power. Charles Moore designed this structure in such manner as to create a monument to the achievements of the Italians, with references to the Italian culture including its architecture, urbanism, and geography. In my opinion, this circular arrangement of traditional Italian architecture somehow creates a powerful focal point for the viewer's eyes as it surrounds them when they are in the midst of visiting the location. And in conjunction with the examples of form by John Ruskin, the composition of colonnades, squares, and various classical orders, cylinders, in a circular space creating a powerful representation and reminder for the Italian community in New Orleans. Shadow plays a big part in the lamp of power, as it played a big part in ancient architecture. It creates a darkness and depth to the architecture, which in turn gives the structure a serious tone. To John Ruskin, darkness is where ideas of people are more productive and sublime when compared to the light. With the colonnades and arches in the piazza, it creates a place where the light determines the shade in the day. The changes from day to night gives visitors a chance to let their imagination run free. This shows the powerful impact of shadow in a place can influence people in their vicinity. The Seven Lamps of Architecture was written as a guideline to preserve the core principles of architecture before the materialism of the modern age destroyed them. The Piazza d'Italia is a postmodern architecture, and the buildings during that era was built on the principles of the Seven Lamps of Architecture, while not fully conforming to some of them in accordance with the change of times, needs, and taste of architecture. The restoration of Piazza d'Italia was also done in respect of the Seven Lamps of Architecture, restoring the monument to its originality without changing architect Charles Moore's vision of the memorial for the Italian residents of New Orleans. Therefore, in my opinion, appreciation and awareness can not only be used on ancient historical buildings, it can also be included into the design of a new design, as a tribute and a new memory, while also making sure that in the future these memories can still live on by restoration and preservation of its originality.